In the heart of the forge where the embers glow, Emphr searches high and low for the steel that sings like a blade of fire. He'll face the dark and never tire. The cost, the weight he bears through endless nights and battle stares. Each strike of the hammer, each swing of the blade. The journey is long, but he's unafraid. Through the ash and smoke, the flames grow higher. He won't back down and forge his desire. Steel in his heart and fire in his eyes. He'll rise above, he'll touch the sky. Steel in the fire, forged in the night. A hero's path, a warrior's fight. He'll seek the power in the iron's call. Through the flames he'll conquer all. For every battle, for every test, he'll find the strength, he'll give his best. With the heat of the forge and the clash of steel, he'll shape his fate, he'll make it real. Echoes of war, the cries in the air. He's forged in the struggle, he's learned to dare. In the shadows of mountains, the caverns deep, he hunts for the ore that never sleeps. The stars above and the earth below guide him onward as the embers glow. With every blow, with every flame, he carves his legend and earns his name. Through the ash and smoke, the flames grow higher. He won't back down.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pax Dei, Emphr's Search for Steel. I'm a little early tonight, about 15 minutes, but it's okay. I think many people will arrive a little bit later. And it's interesting. I got some streaming topic ideas here. Let's do some housekeeping. And first thing I do is my audio. As I never know if I can hear myself, so I have to put on the monitor. And it sounds like it's coming through 5x5. Okay, with that, we can move on. I'll raise the actual desktop audio this time. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds in the background and everything, so the wind. So I thought I'd bring that back up to a level where it actually is starting to reflect on the EV meter. Okay. With all of that said, we were just looking at different designs for the building. And I might just hang out here for now. And I might explore a little bit later. Because I think building this should be I'm gonna do a little bit of building. Let's see. I need wood. Lots and lots of wood. These planks, they are planks. I need planks. I might need those. Won't need any bricks. I will need beams. And just sapwood. I don't need that. So now I will need short stock. Definitely wood beams, definitely planks, some of those. Let's see, what is this? Oh, well, I can get that upstairs. Anymore. I don't have... Well, let's see what I need. Okay. Well, as I was saying, of course, doing some research and investigation on the AI channel that I want to create on YouTube, and it's very interesting. Some of the things I found out, and the exploratory research that I've started is indicating a couple of different things, but nothing I don't think would bother the creation of the channel. So, for example, copyright is the biggest one. I don't want to infringe on anybody's copyright for sure. It's not my intention. We can get into copyright in another episode, I think, because I have some ideas about copyright. Yeah. Lots of stuff. But in general, what I am looking to do is a majority of the music is made by Suno AI. The lyrics are made by AI and myself because I modify them a bit because AI doesn't get it. And in doing so, I'll put in slot 1. I'm hitting slot 4 going, where is my stuff? So ultimately the idea I think I'm going to go ahead with, what I won't do, and this was brought up several times on a couple different resources that I pulled down, is many people feel that the AI music is it infringes on copyright. So if I don't copyright the AI music, will it infringe on copyrights? Meaning I'm not going to infringe on anybody's ability to copyright their own music. And honestly, I don't mind if people use my music that I created with the help of the AI. One of the things I did kind of notice is the arguments really were good. I mean, obviously, some were lawyers that I actually listened to. I would love that to go there. Anyway, some of the lawyers that I listened to make a lot of sense, right? And I would hope, in general, that the AI program doesn't exactly take from others, right? And my intent is not for that, right? And I want to make that very, very clear. The intent is to enjoy music that I created with lyrics that are definitely unique because I created them. Even with the help of AI, I still created them. I edited them. And yeah, there's going to be another episode with patents and copyright because I have copyright law right now is way too complex. Way too complex. Yeah, I just don't. I was hoping that I could extend it, but it's way too complex. Meaning, you want to protect, or the goal is to protect the artist on copyright, and for patents, the engineering, right? On patents, I kind of fall into Elon's camp of thinking. If I have to patent something because I cannot produce it well enough, then, or I can't gather enough of customers because my patent or my idea is the best and I produce it, I'm first to market, and I get my name out there. I'm doing the business thing. If I'm not doing that properly, then the question would be, do I deserve to even patent it? Because patents can be used as a weapon. And I want to be very clear on this. Because they can be used as a weapon, I look at them in a different light, right? And actually, that's my interior. So to complete my thought, it's a very complex subject, and I got to do more research. So my surface thoughts, my initial thoughts of creating an AI channel that creates AI video and AI music is not for the explicit purpose of infringing on anybody's ability to create music, right? That's just not the case, and therefore I won't put it in the copyright system. I don't believe that would be. I don't believe in that, right? If I make something, and it's my idea, and this is the one thing that I want people to give me feedback, because I believe if I am creating the idea and I'm bringing it to market, and somebody else has the same idea but they don't bring it to market, is that in actuality a tenable circumstance? If that makes sense. Oh, that's. Do I want to? I think I want to do this here. So. Meaning, well, I think that's enough said on that. So I'm still debating on that one channel. I did say I was going to produce it. I don't know how well it's going to be received by people who think that I stole their music for no apparent reason. And it's like, no, I didn't steal your music. Never wrote it. Or if you did write it and it's close to, if it's close in design and stuff like that, and I get it, but at the same time, I mean, look at some of the car designs. I mean, what was the two cars that you really couldn't tell the difference between? And they still exist, right? Like between Ford and Toyota, they have essentially the same really, like, rock back and forth, I suppose. They have the same body. It's basically the same body. They move the controls around the inside of it. Or, in my opinion, it's basically the same car. There was the what's a good example? You had the what's a good example? There was the Ford Explorer and like a Murano or something like that. I think they were pretty close in design. I can't remember, but the SUVs are pretty close in design. So what I'm saying is, if it's not the exact thing, but it sounds similar, what I agree with though is if you put AI in there and say, "Give me a Chicago song," which I don't think you can, but if you're able to, and it produces something that's like dead on accurate, it's a parody for sure, but you better market a parody and not Chicago's song. And then Chicago comes out and says, "Yeah, no, that's too close to our style." Well, then I have a problem. Like, now you have a style that nobody else can have. It's like, come on, man. If I were a band, I'd be like, "Yeah, thanks for choosing us, because you are mimicking me or, parodying me, then I'm going to grow in popularity, and everybody's going to come looking for my songs, right?" Anyway, at any rate, yeah, I got to do more research. But give me your opinions in the comments section, and if you're listening live, yeah, put them in the definitely put them in the chat, because I think this is a contentious subject for sure, right? And I'm not making light of it by any stretch of the imagination. But AI learns from doing stuff, right? So if it's learning the same way a human learns, then any music that a human produces should be looked at differently. You know, if I'm growing up and I'm listening to different bands, right? I'm listening to all these bands, and it's basically on the radio. Let's go back in the day, right? Terrestrial radio. And I'm listening to all these bands, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to sound like this, this band, and I really want to have a really cool sound that doesn't exactly sound like this band, but I like the sound. I'm gonna try to parody it, right? And in doing so, did I not just do what AI did? Ah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I had better subjects, but the first subject was actually kind of similar, right? Free speech in a digital age. Yeah. So let me start out with I'm not a free speech absolutist. However, I'm very close. And the first question just irritates me that AI came up with, and we're using ChatGPT. What are the limits of free speech on social media, and who decides them? The second part should be scary to everybody. Everybody should be like, oh, that's so true. Who decides what is to be free speech and what is not to be free speech? And that should scare everybody that is a free speech advocate. And I'll tell you why. Because whoever's in power will abuse it. And that's why if you're not from the United States and you're having a hard time following this conversation, don't be. Free speech is really unique to the United States. I don't know of any other country that actually has free speech codified in its Bill of Rights. Even England. Let's take that to task. Take me to task here. But let's do it. What are the countries that have free speech as a right? Let's see if it comes up with it. I could be wrong, so that's why I'm bringing it up. Again, research is my goal. All right, so this is what I mean by AI. Infuriates me. Hate speech in most countries with free speech protections still restrict hate speech to maintain public order and protect vulnerable groups. Hate speech is free speech. You might not like it, but it's still, you should be able to tell somebody you hate them. And the culture should make it unthinkable. I think it was Rand Paul who said, he said it on a different topic, but basically he said your right should be on the speech, the act of the speech should be unthinkable, not illegal, right? And I in that vein, that's a great argument because even with hate speech, right? You might not agree with it, but it should be unthinkable for somebody to It's in my way. Is this in my way? So it's a great way to think about it, right? Because anything you disagree with should be culturally ingrained in us, right? It should be we should think it unthinkable, right? So when I list these countries, yeah, incitement is a definite, and that's not even guaranteed by the Bill of Rights in the United States Constitution. So incitement is speech inciting violence, rebellion, or public disorder is universally restricted, and that should be, because you should never be able to incite violence, right? Actual physical harm. Go beat that boy up for something extra. Let's see. So the United States has the First Amendment, right, which is in the U.S. Constitution, and then the Canadian Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. See, and this is where my ignorance is going to show, because I don't know if that's as strong as the U.S. Constitution. The United Kingdom is Common Law Tradition and Human Rights Act of 1998, which incorporates the European Convention on Human Rights, Article 10. Again, they've jailed people for free speech. They call it hate speech, and therefore they're allowed to jail people. Australia, no explicit constitutional protection, but implied in freedom of political communication is recognized by the High Court. So it's recognized, but it's not a right, right? You can't just decide to recognize a right and ignore a right. A right is a right. New Zealand Bill of Rights Act in 1990, Section 14. So they actually codified it. Protects freedom of speech with restrictions on hate speech and incitement to violence. The incitement to violence I totally agree with, but as I said before, if I did a search on New Zealand's hate speech, I bet I would find nothing that defines hate speech but whoever's in charge. Bad things happen. You just leave things open-ended. Legal basis for Germany is Article 5, the basic law for the Federal Republic of Germany. Again, same lines as New Zealand with the prohibitions against hate speech, Holocaust denial, and Nazi propaganda. So they go one step further, and they just never want to see that. And I get why they did that. But as we saw in the United States, when you suppress speech, in, I think it was 1980s, I really, there was a movement, and one of the arguments from educators was, would you rather them be out in the open or in the shadows? I'm like, yeah, that's a great point. Right? That is a really great point. Would you rather what you quote unquote hate be in the out in the open, or be behind something, behind a wall? Right? And I could definitely see that for sure. Behind it. Trying to look at that window positioning. It's basically behind it. Maybe it's make it. I can always change it, I suppose. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. Oh, I need brick for these. Still, that's all right. We'll close it up. It's time to close up the house anyway. There we go. thinking it'll look pretty cool. Yeah, it's not bad. Got a little light coming out from the top there. You see that? So it's not going all the way up. Okay. Not a big deal. All right. So let's see. France has one. South Africa has one. India has one. Japan, South Korea, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Netherlands, Italy, and Israel. See, it seems like all the quote unquote free world has codified it. The United States has a defamation law for libel and slander, but they're common laws, and you have to. It's very limiting how to prove it and everything. Keep that in mind when you're looking at free speech, and when we talk about free speech, is not many countries actually codified it into their constitution. If you think about, there's 196 countries right now, and I listed what 7, 10 maybe. I didn't even count them. So yeah. So freedom of speech in a digital age. Let's talk about social media. I think one of the interesting points about speech in general should be the culture, right? And we go back to this every time I'm going to name the culture. Why do I name the culture? Because culture is king in countries. If you look back, you don't need laws per se in some countries, right? You just don't. If you have the culture to support the law, right? Or to support the action of what a law would take the place of. What was this? This was yeah, tailoring. Anime. Moving. All right, so we're closing up the second floor. It's gonna look okay. Not great. And I have this little gap here where I can't build anything. That's okay. I'll probably put a roof on the top of this front house, except for this area here, actually. So I don't know how that's gonna look. That's all right. We have limits to what we're building with, so we'll figure it out. All right, let's stop right now, because I want to build the roof off of this. I don't want to put, so the roof, just to give you an idea, it comes down from here, and then it's gonna come down to like here or something, but it's gonna be an open walkway to a point, and then up here is gonna be my bedrooms and stuff like that. So hopefully this will be it's on tonight. No near me anyway. All right. Let's see about going and adventuring a little bit. I still have yet to find a couple things. All right, where are we? Digital. All right, so social media and free speech. So again, I work off the premise of cultural free speech on a digital platform. Think about the one really crazy idea is if you have free speech in 200 countries, we only named about 15 countries maybe that have free speech laws. So if we think about it logically, rationally, those countries that don't have those laws, the company should be operating within the bounds of the country's laws. But in certain aspects, like X, or it's felt for Blue Sky, what's another one? There's a couple: Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have. The idea of having a platform or social media that allows free speech is great. However, when you apply it to certain aspects of the actual design of the social media, we have to apply some of those, right? We have to apply some of those to. I don't think I'll be able to do that right there. Gonna have to figure out a way. Okay. But so social media across countries is, and I think that's what the question is really at. How do you say, how do you censor certain speech in order to comply with in country laws? It's a big problem for companies in general, not only social media companies, but for manufacturing companies. They have to adhere to the local laws that apply to their hardware, right? So if you need certain certifications, or you have to get through a certification process, there's certain limitations on what you can ship into a country or out of a country. ITAR, for example. So these are not new concepts to law, for sure. However, the suggestion is to draw from John Locke and Voltaire, and defend the importance of free expression. Raw's theory of justice is to discuss the balancing between free speech with fairness and social harmony. So, actually, that's the first time. That's probably not the first time. I cannot, for the life of me, remember what it's called. Raw's. I've read a little bit of Voltaire, and I've read a little bit of John Locke, and I can speak sort of to that. But the other one, I have to ask, what is it? What's the actual? Because it's a law, right? Or it's a theory. Here we go. Raw's theory of justice, developed by philosopher John Rawls in the 1971 book, A Theory of Justice, cornerstone of modern political and moral philosophy. It's relatively new. It provides a framework for creating a just society, emphasizing fairness, equality, and rational decision making. Rawls introduces two key principles and a thought experiment: the original position and the veil of ignorance, to determine what principles of justice would be chosen in a fair and impartial manner. Interesting. So, the original position is a hypothetical scenario where individuals come together to create the principles of justice that will govern a society, like body of legislature, I suppose. Participants are behind a veil of ignorance, meaning they do not know their own. So they don't know their gender, race, social status, wealth, abilities, personal goals, or preferences. This ensures that decisions are made impartially without bias of self-interest, as participants could end up in any position in society. They lost me. Maybe they failed to give us the setup of this, because I think everybody knows about themselves, right? Okay, this ensures that all right, the two principles of all right. So I get the exercise. So the exercise for the original position is gender, race, social status, wealth, abilities, personal preferences are gone. You do not know those type of positions. Okay. All right. Wow, it is a thought experiment, because I don't know any human that could disassociate themselves with certain biological features. Right? That would be kind of interesting. And I suppose that's why it's a thought experiment. However, let's continue. We're not going to take apart his theory of justice. I think there are better cases in the past that would be more apropos to creating a just system in 1971 rules. Hate to say it. But I don't know it. So to be fair to him, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. The two principal justice, Rawls proposes two fundamental principles that participants would agree upon in the original position. The equal liberty principle. Every individual has an equal right to basic liberties that are compatible with the same liberties for others. So easy. Okay, that's fair. These include freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the right to vote, and the right to personal property. The principle prioritizes political and personal freedoms above all else. The difference principle. So social and economic inequalities are acceptable only if they benefit the least advantaged members of society. They are attached, and second, they are attached to two positions or offices that are open to all under conditions of fair equality of opportunity. In other words, inequalities are justified only if they improve the well-being of those at the bottom of society, and if everyone has equal chance to attain privileged positions. Fair equality of opportunity. Beyond the formal equality, that is, no legal barriers, Rawls insists on substantial equality, ensuring that individuals have genuinely equal opportunities regardless of their starting point in life. This includes addressing systematic inequalities such as access, quality education, and okay. Wow, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more reading on Rawls' theory because he brings out some interesting points. However, yeah, we're getting into it there. So let's apply this to free speech and social media. Well, in Rawls' theory, it's basically free speech is free speech. That's one of his tenets. So no one should have a restriction on the speech they are allowed to have. And this is cursory reading. So if somebody knows Rawls' work better than I would happily defer or have a debate with them to find out more information. Right? I am not in any way attempting to learn and provide a staunch defense of any one thing right now because I'm just learning about the Rawls thing. I do have an opinion on the other on social media and free speech, but I can definitely yield to other countries because how do you go across the dare I say an aisle? No, that wouldn't be an accurate. You would definitely be across. Well, let's continue. Across country. That's what I'm thinking. The countries themselves. Wow, I got a lot of stuff. Lots of stuff. I'm going to take that just in case. Take that just in case. Take an extra one of these. And I'll take this as well. Where's my potions? All these. I can put it in here. I don't like wearing my armor though. A lot of armor. That's all my food. My cloak looks like it drapes differently than it did before. That's kind of. I didn't even notice that before. I'm looking for nothing in here. Is this elderberry syrup? Yeah. Rosemary. That's right. So I gotta keep getting rosemary. I got some rosemary here. I need that. And what else do I need for that recipe? Lard and year-round. Let's see if I have any lard left. Lard and year-round. There, I have it in here. It would help if I spelled it right. Maybe plenty for now. How many can I make? Down on the rosemary, huh? You gotta find some more rosemary. I might have that little rosemary. That's annoying. Somebody can get more rosemary. Back here. Oh, no. Okay. Back here. And then I can eat. Plenish. Yeah. All right. So roster is interesting. I think the key is impartiality. Is what really needs to be the focus, right? And equal justice for all, right? No matter what economic status you come from. Or, see, in the United States, we don't really have any classes, so economic status is probably the best indicator for that. But yeah, it should be equal. Right now, it is not. And we can get into that more later, however. Let's see where we're going. I had here in ruins. Okay. I haven't gone this far south. I really only get to the gate, obviously. I can go through this gate. Let's do that. I am heading in exactly the right direction. But yeah, so we're talking social media and free speech within social media. But ultimately, I think the social media company, if it wants to operate in that country, needs to have or meet the laws, right? There's a big deal about X and Brazil with free speech. And many people in Brazil and even government entities were blocking it And it's like, I guess you could, right? Because they have the ability to do that. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just a country they can't operate in. There's a big controversy around that. If you want, we can get into it at a later time. Just throw me a comment. And we can reopen that case, right? Let's stop for a second, get into our next conversation. Yeah, we can explore free speech all night. I can go on. And on. Like I said, I'm not an absolutist, but I'm pretty close. And countries have their own way of thinking about that type of stuff. And we talked about this last night. It's cultural difference, right? Cultures have a different way of viewing their rights and responsibilities. Oh, here's one big thing that's been, I think, crowding the internetosphere. I'm going to coin new terms. Yeah. A lot of people have been talking about work-life balance, right? And I think the work-life balance is important for sure. I don't think you can live a good, healthy life without having that work-life balance. What does that mean to you? And an employer, I think an employer would be wise to understand in the work-life balance of their employees, because they produce more, they're happier, and they will produce more. They'll stay late when they have to. You know, there's a lot of bonuses for work-life balance. I know it's a big deal where I work, and it's looked at management. Really? There we go. Ah, come on. Ah, went too far. Oh, come on. I gotta get my rhythm down. Jeez, I'm just gonna get shot after shot. There we go. There we go. That's better. I was like totally screwing that up. And I think I can swim across here. I just have to find a good point. And there's another wolf down here, so take care of this wolf as well. Hopefully I can get my timing down. Oh, come on. Did you see him move just as I released the arrow? There we go. I didn't draw that back too much. Wait for him to hit me. There we go. Did I screw up the timing? Yeah, I knew I was getting hit, so I was like, I'll take the damage, but I'm definitely gonna hit that last combo strike, right? All right, so where were we? Oh, meaning of work. Work is, and I agree with Software Pirate on this. I totally agree with this. He believes, or he stated. Oh wow! I didn't realize I can go out that far. Cool. He stated that you work to live, right? And if you're working for the sake of work, it's bad. It's unhealthy. You should be working for your hobbies to make things that make you happy. We talked about happiness last night. We defined it, literally defined it. And work in general will not make you happy. If it does, there are few. Everybody's different, right? And I wouldn't put anything past anybody on that. I forgot what I'm going through you, lad. So that way. So yeah. Does modern society overemphasize productivity at the cost of personal well-being? That is a very fancy way of saying, do people work too much? And is it, when you're looking at the societal expectation of work, are you really looking? Did I lose that thing? Let's see. Sometimes you can find it by walking around. All right. I might have lost that deer in a terrain feature. Which means I lost an arrow. I'm not liking that. Or was my odds deceiving me and it was well over here? I don't know. All right, we'll continue. That would be good. Yeah, so ultimately, as a leader, I believe people shouldn't be working themselves to death. As a matter of fact, I've been fortunate to have several leaders that say, you know, what are you doing this week? I'm going to work and finish this up. And they're like, why? It's your day off. Why are you working? What's going on? Right? And they have always told me, don't work this weekend. Take time off, recharge your batteries. There's no reason to do it. And those are the type of leaders everybody should have. Disconnect yourself from work. Have a good time. Go do your hobbies. And if you go and do your hobbies, you'll have a lot more fun in this world. I got baddies to the left of me. There we go. I don't think there's really anything in this forest that I have to be afraid of. Before it was wolves. Now it's dire wolves. Dire wolves are no joke. There's one. Glad I went this way. Not that I can't take a dire wolf. I just don't want to deal with them right now. So yeah, that was pretty easy. Society shouldn't emphasize productivity over personal well-being ever. As far as we know, we live one life, right? And I'm not saying there's no afterlife or anything, but we know about this life, right? That's not gonna hit. But because of that, we should definitely be taking breaks. We definitely should be resting our minds. We definitely should be looking at ourselves, our loved ones, our kids. Productivity is one thing, but setting expectations as a leader is another thing too. As leaders, if somebody says, well, we got to meet this deadline, we do. Sure. That's why deadlines exist. However, the deadlines set up by leaders should have taking into account people's time off. For example, as a program manager, I have to look at all the holidays, and we talked about this yesterday because we have to, as a general rule of thumb, we need to look at everything about the project. So, and everyone on our project team has different holidays workable. So I have to account for all the global holidays, religious holidays, whatever holidays, right? Whatever holidays I need to take into account. Not everybody's the same, right? He doesn't even care I'm here. That's funny. Seriously? Am I just that bad at aiming today? Thought I was blocking. Need to take that extra one. What am I doing here? I'm talking about something, and then I am. There we go. That's better. So many wolves this way. Let's see where I am. I'm gonna go straight down this path. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going straight, essentially. Take out anything on this path that I can. Yeah, so let me ask the question to the audience, to the chat. What do you feel about work-life balance? Are you in a position where you have to worry about it? Or are you in a position where you have plenty of work-life balance? Because if you're in a position, and I've heard different things from different people. They are big boars. Trying to get away from the other one. I failed to do so. Oh. That was harder than I thought. Okay. Yeah, so work-life balance. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'd really like to hear back at least a percentage of the people. You know, what do you encounter? What kind of, and you don't have to say where you work, but what kind of job do you do? Is it like project management, like myself? Is it more localized, where you have to be a certain position, in a certain building, like maintenance? I did a few of those jobs where work-life balance wasn't exactly a thing. How do we incorporate work-life balance into certain positions without breaking the bank? Meaning hiring more people to do the same job, which lowers our cost per hour, really. Think about it. We don't really need these, but they're everywhere, so I'm gonna see what they. Oh, that's only 10. Okay. All right. Oh, there's some. So let's see what we can stack these at. Can you imagine just finding red cabbages in the middle of the road? Do. I think these are tansies. Okay. I think I only have. Oh, I have 2 over. Yeah, I don't need. In fact, I don't follow testing it out. So let's keep going. Looks like these are old ores, so I might come across some iron here soon. I look really badass with that spear, don't I? That I like. I don't need more meat now. However, the old boars also give me wool, which I don't need. But it's nice to fight something that I've fought before, see what type of armor helps, and how much damage I actually take because of it. So a little gaming advice here. Oh, that's a. I just looked over at my screen that I use for my notes. I'm like, let's see. Yeah, just I think that's all I really have to say on work-life balance, because work-life balance is so important for mental health. Or that's a bear. Should I try it? I don't think I can take it, even with this armor. I don't think I can take it. Let's go around it. There should be iron in here somewhere. This is the biome for iron, I thought. We're out of the biome for iron. Is that a direwolf over there? Bear shitting in the woods? Look like you're squatting. Not my fault. That's funny. Let's see. The boundaries of genetic engineering. Really? Where should we draw the line? Human gene editing. That's a question, isn't it? Let me pose it with another question. If we could use genetic engineering to cure disease and never have another disease in the human genome or affect the human genome, or would you do it? Would genetic engineering be worth it at that price? That's the optimist view, right? We could also look at the pessimist view as well. I am well be where I shouldn't be. I am down here. I need to go past that. No, you know what? I'll go down this path. Get down. I'll go down. That tree looks just awesome. I should visit it at least once. I don't know what's there, but it just looks like one of those things you need to visit once. That arrow go in him? Alright, we'll get a little closer. There we go. Get at least 60 points of damage at him. He's taking my stamina down pretty good. I'm taking less damage though, but I got to because I forgot to eat. There we go. Of course I forgot to do this. Okay. Alright, let's see. Yeah, genetic engineering. It's funny, the AI is like, explore the utilitarian aspect of it. I was like, if you recall one of our conversations before, the utilitarian aspect of anything is what's the greater good. Are they scared of me? Was I that close? There we go. Grab this. Getting this for the skinning. I'm doing it for nothing else. I'm killing them just to skin them. Might even be able to get a fourth now. Nice. Trying to time it. I might be able to get 3. I don't know. That's how I got 3. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. Genetic engineering's so interesting to me because right now we have so much going on with genetic engineering, gain of function research, super soldiers in China, which is the rumor, right? I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but if we're doing genetic manipulation right now, and we haven't even come close to perfecting the technology, then where are we going to be in a few years? Once AI progresses to the level of or near singularity, it's going to be able to do calculations and projections and forecasting and probabilities for us in minute amounts of time. I predict that when we're talking about quantum computers, that's when I believe the singularity will occur with AI. It's just going to be so massively on its update. I am trying to find myself. Am I down here? Yeah, I'm going to make a left here soon. Okay. Did I pass the big tree? No, it's right there. Should I go to the big tree? What do you guys think? Big tree is right there. Have I been to the big? I don't know, but I went a long way around if I was going here. Let's go. Let's go to the big tree. I think I've already been to the big tree. Let's see what happens. That's a forest. I wonder if I could have built a forest. Lots of resources nearby. And that big tree. And no, I can't drop it down. Although. This is the exciting part of the game, is when you're going through forests and you have no idea what's around. You jump out and kill the other bear. I always keep thinking of the scene from, I think it was called Uncle Buck. Big bear chase me. I guess I always run from bears. I don't think there's one bear I've ever, well, no, I've attacked bears for sure. I've died from Yogi lots of times in my other world. Because it's ready, Sombra's ready to attack. Yeah, I'm not quite. Oh, there it is. Trying to find. I'm looking for the death that surrounds it, right? I thought I'd get that buck real quick, and I did a little bit of let's see, this buck. Oh, yeah, I got him. I don't know if you can get to it though. Is that a will-o-wisp? might be a will-o-wisp. If I get close and it's a will-o-wisp, I'm run. They should give me props just getting over here. I think that's a will-o-wisp. Yeah. Cool. There's 4 will-o-wisps, probably. 1 each, 6 cardinal direction. Alright, well, that was the adventure. Now I get to try to parkour the other way. That wasn't too bad. I guess going down is easier than going up. Alright, so definitely not going there anytime soon. Level 90. I don't even think I can take it. And I think I'm a decent level. In early access, the way they have the experience points built, I don't think I'll ever get to level. Well, I don't think I'll get to level 41. It's like 1 million something, like 9 million experience points. I think everything's locked. They should be unlocking levels all the way up to like whatever level is going to be maximum. Because 41 doesn't seem like it's going to be the maximum. For sure. On that road. I do like the effect of you having to walk everywhere, and really the adventure is getting to the place you go to. That's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of D&D. Dungeons and Dragons, for those of you who yet don't play RPGs. But if you're playing this game, you more than likely know about D&D. Alright, let's see. Where are we going? Are we going back to the conversation about genetic engineering? The CRISPR technology? Genetic engineering is so, it's magic. It really is. Could you imagine? Well, not even could you imagine. They're actually coming up with different ways of creating, glad I looked, of creating different ways to manipulate your genes in order to prevent diseases, to elongate life. It's pretty exciting stuff, honestly. Where am I going? I'm gonna go that way. Don't deviate from the road. So yeah, who else is into like the genetic engineering world? I just see a lot of the positive benefits. Of course, there are negative benefits. There's a negative benefit to everything. The man who designed TNT was one of the most prolific weapons designers in history. He didn't originally design that for being a weapon. He designed it to help miners, to save miners, save lives. Pretty cool, right? It was turned into a weapon. No matter what we do, whatever invention we come up with, in a certain aspect, it will be developed into some type of social media. If you don't think that's being used or looked at as a weapon, yeah, rethink it. Please rethink it. Because I think they call it 5th generational warfare. It's information warfare. And if you control the minds and hearts of society, you can control their society. Let me... Yeah, this is a... That's a player's house, so we're in a player territory. We're basically just gonna go through. And somebody put all their stuff in there. They built all the chests and put all their stuff in there after they're like, sweet. We got some nice buildings over this way. Rocky terrain, dude. Looks like more rocky than mine. Let's hold for a second. Just take a breathtaking scope. Look around to see if anybody's around. No, but I do want to go in that direction, so I need to go down that road, not off the cliff. Can you imagine, like, your eyesight? That'd be just such an awesome thing. What are you doing? I'm going for some genetic modification to get my eyes back to 2020. So I don't need my glasses. So glasses are a choice point. I'm getting a lot of black, by the way. Are a choice point of the of style, not genetics, right? Not biology. I think that would be pretty cool. I'd love to be able to, and we're going with the scenario that everything was tested, everything works out in the end. You know, it's been tested properly and everything. So yeah, you don't want to go anywhere. Petradel. I didn't realize these things were named. Cool. Some small houses and hovels. Very cool. I see they got grapes. I'd have to pick some up and go back. Grapes are not exactly plentiful in my area. I like randomly pick the hardest areas, I think. Let's make sure I'm heading the... Yeah, I'm pretty much going down this road. And then making a left at the next one. Okay, let's do it. Alright, this is just like a traveling show at this point. Won't you join me on my jog across Pax Dei? Let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, goodness. The philosophy of education in a changing world. Education. How should education evolve to prepare for the future shaped by AI, globalization, and environmental challenges? Well, AI, overall, let's just say now that I think education should be fitted to sciences, economics, home economics especially, right? You want people to learn on their own. You want people to have enough knowledge, base knowledge, and then create or craft their wants and desires off of that knowledge. For example, a couple hundred years ago, we went through even 150, say even 100 years ago. There was a lot of people who didn't go to school, but they created things that we use today, right? Really, it took seconds today. There we go. But if you think about education itself, the basis, the formation, the critical thought, the reason need to be taught in order to have a good foundation for anything you learn in the future, whether that be a language, whether that be math, science, studies. You want to be able to create or provide the tools. Better way of describing it. You want to provide the tools to the person and individual in order to guide their learning in their own way. Somebody doesn't want to learn how to do art in school, then so be it, right? Am I going right through this? I guess I am. So, do you introduce them? I'm not so sure you do. Are they going to honestly be able to, if you're not interested in something, you're definitely not, right? I mean, let's face it. That's a fact statement, I think. I mean, anybody in the comments want to challenge me on that? Let's talk about it. If you don't want to learn it, you don't learn it. If you're exposed to it, you might learn a little bit, but you're not learning. You know, so education in a changing world. How about we change education back to innovators, to critical thinkers, to reasoned thinkers? They go back to the age of enlightenment, where we started to craft logical theories, and we really created mindful consideration of problems, or what we perceived that we could define a problem, whether that was for the state to get involved, or the county, or the city, or family. These are all things that we could critically think through, and if we provide a philosophical base to people, I think that would help as well. Meaning, let's use the ancient philosophers, go continent by continent, and teach people philosophical ideas. All of them, not just, well, all that we can try to do. You know, there's a lot of philosophical ideas. But let's pick some of the top minds in history, and even ancient history. We want that to happen. This is should be smoky by now. This is one of those areas with the souls. They don't poppy. Yeah, that's what they come. It's 10 and then I think that's 10. Let's go check it out. With knowing me, it's silver, and I passed it up this entire time. You know, 10, yeah, that's what I thought. Get back on the path here. And nothing runs out from here. What are these? Oh, fennel. You can find fennel everywhere. Let's see. Yeah, this one we go. Left or straight. 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 If we can. Where I'm looking. I don't think I can. Let's see what we got. It's limestone. Now we're exploring. In my armor, my expensive armor. Yep, we're not getting past this. Okay. Interesting. Ah, crap. I don't want to fight this. I just realized I didn't eat anything. Or drink something. There we go. One of those things. Alright. I don't know where I am on the map, though. I don't know what this is. Let's see if I can do it. Limestone. Man. Where I went, it wasn't near as much limestone. Do some more. Probably old water. So I'm gonna stay away from it now. Let's go over here. So we can take a look at stuff. Map action. Yeah, we definitely can't switch. See if I can do it. Is this more limestone? Alright, I know where to go for limestone. Yeah, this is just stone. Okay. It's wicked. Yes, this is a cliff. Yep. I'm gonna make a hard left. I can't. Eh. Yeah. Alright, maybe I can make a hard left now. It looked like a good part. There's a road. Yeah, I'll take it. That should get to me where I want to go. Eat that. Love it and hate it at the same time. I like how you just run and run and run and run. Can you imagine if you did this in real life? How in shape you would be? Where'd you go to? I ran like 1,400 miles. I think I want to go this one. I'm gonna make a left. How am I looking? No, I definitely want to make a left. Should be right there, right? Did I miss it? Oh, that's it. Where the heck did I go? So I definitely want to go here. Okay. Reading maps. Very important. There's part of your education. You gotta read maps. Map reading 101. Very important. I don't think I can cut down there. Probably. Interesting, this mist that I don't have as many dire wolves sitting on the road. Not that I need them. That's a bear, I bet. Let's get a little closer and identify it. I might be able to skirt around it, but I think that's a bear. Black bear. It says 24. I can take things that are 24, but I don't think I could take a bear. I really should try, huh? You never know until you try. I need to make bear stew. It's probably really good. What was that? Is that a board? There you go. Coming out of the fog, anyway. I could see doing this with a party. It'd be kind of fun. Let's see what you're doing. You over this way, maybe? Yeah, let's go right. Oh, WSD. There we go. So I hope you liked a little bit of the game, a little bit of the discussion. I know we got into a little bit of it, and as I was going through the discussion, I realized, wow, I'm not really paying attention. Some of these are really deep and thoughtful discussions that I should be having. So if you do hear anything that's inconsistent, let me know so I can go back and go. That was more interesting. I always take into account the drop of the arrow and fall of the arrow. That's up to me too. I need to go this way. Yeah, I do need to go this way. Yeah, there you go. See how the arrow drops? That's what I expect, and I guess I over anticipate the fall of the arrow. There, I thought I got it, but the fall of the arrow wasn't exactly where it should have went. But one at a time seems perfect. All right, let's see. So yeah, if you like tonight's conversation, I thought, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll come up with better topics. Some of these topics are really interesting to me. But without a good back and forth, I don't think it's really worth it. It's always worth talking to try to convey my feelings. Don't get me wrong. What I mean is, I like the feedback. There's somebody. It's built by a river. I love how you can swim with plate armor. Something I do frequently. Go out and I swim with my plate armor. Let's see how far we can go. One of the things that was stated was when we were swimming across the river, we're like, oh my god, we can't go anywhere. It's so difficult because we run out of stamina so quickly in the river. It's like, you gotta make the game sort of fun. I don't want to have to go all the way around to a bridge. I mean, when we think of stuff like that, and it's a lot of good places to actually build our. Still trying to get my spear level up. Yeah, if you have any comments and you'd like me to pontificate more on other subjects, I'd be happy to. I think tonight was mostly just a rambling. I got a few random subjects from ChatGPT. Not a bad thing, but nothing really out of the ordinary for me. Maybe, perhaps, I'll think of something during the day and I'll share a little bit of this story through the day. However, honestly, I don't lead that exciting of life. I'd love to say that I'm the main character in a story, but I'm certainly a side character. I don't think I'm the main. I think to be the main, you really have to have more adventure every day. Maybe not. Maybe I'm being too down on myself as well. I just like and enjoy talking to people, playing a game that is really beautiful, traveling in a game that I wouldn't normally travel, to the extent on foot, for sure. And part of this is timing, right? We have to get used to the game and the distances. And I really want to know where I am in timing of those distances. So I get a good feel for different resources, where they are, how close they are. When I take my time, I can hit them every time. There's some nice trees around here too. This forest is nice. Whoever's going to build near here, which I saw a few, is going to have access to not only animals, wildlife, but they're also going to have a lot of lumber. It looks like a decent amount of normal stuff. Which direction do I want to go? Kind of go to the right, I think. Let's see. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, so I'm closing out the. Yeah, that's the whole point. I'm trying to close this cast out. We have been talking and talking for the last hour and a half, and I know it's a Saturday night. I know people have stuff to do, places to be, people to see. I love how they fall from the Oh, that didn't work out well. There we go. There we go. There we go. And I will definitely tell you what I decide on which AI I decide to go with. Some of the AIs are like, yeah, you can't use our stuff without our express permission, even though you're paying us. And others are like, yeah, go ahead. Sino's one of those, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, okay. Like if I'm gonna spend the time, I'd like to be able to have a little bit of a possibility of financial gain, right? Not that I'm doing it for that, but it's a measure of how your products are received. I do not know what that was. That was a poor. Oh, behind me. That's why. He's running after me, and if he wants to, come on. Can't get me. There we go. He started it. Yeah, I'd like to get a little bit more conversation going, a little bit more conversational. I know live is kind of interesting to say the least, especially with an unknown commodity such as myself. But if I keep going live and people want content or just something to hear as they're doing other stuff, live is good enough. And then if I do decide to pursue a little bit more, I'll probably end up doing some recording and then editing out the parts that I like. Maybe add a few more snippets of music that I've created in Suno. Created a couple songs today. I thought they were pretty cool. But overall, that's an old boar. Ooh, that's 2 old boars. This could be bad. Not too bad, but I swear, if I don't keep up on eating, it's amazing. Is that fiber? Fiber. I don't really need fiber is more important, actually. There we go. I like how they set up the trap. Like, these stones are in their way on the path, so we're gonna set up a trap here. As we go into another biome. Interesting. Okay. Just the cars. Okay. Let's see what we got. Got another old board though. Oh, it's just a board. Just a board. I get it. Even if I was trying, that wouldn't happen. Alright, let me stop here so I can talk a little bit before I get to a point where I can't talk. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again. Front intro and the outro were both Suno AI songs I wrote specifically for Pax Day, at least the verbs, the text, lyrics. That's what I was going for. That's what I was searching for. If you do like the content, please hit the like button. If you like the content so much you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. And if you like them so much to subscribe, wouldn't you want to be notified every time I go live? Right? Yeah, so hit that notification bell as well. Comment, because that feeds the algorithm from what I hear. And also I'll definitely be checking my comments and responding to them. So if you have any questions, the topics we cover here are so massive that when I do little bits of snippets of conversation, we're not going to get the entire conversation in. So if you do want to participate in the conversation, then comment. If you have questions about the game, it's a great game. Love it. That's why I'm still playing it. Again, this is early access, so there's some problems for sure. But it is early access. I want everybody to realize that some things are taken away and some things are given. The beta testing or the early access should be solved soon. Well, I'm thinking the next half a year to year. It might release next year because they have a roadmap, and maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Is I'll go over the roadmap with you because it's pretty cool. They got some really good ideas, some that aren't completely flushed out, but overall, it looks pretty good. with that said, I'll leave it to the outro, and I usually have to come up with an ending outro, but the big two are be safe and be kind to
With every step, a lesson learned. From fire's heat to the fields I've turned. The blade and bow, the forge and flame. I sharpen my skills, I play the game. Each day brings a challenge I must face. I train my hands with careful grace. From alchemy's art to the hunter's way, I'll find the strength to seize the day. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. From the herbs I find to the iron I mold, each lesson learned is a story told. The stars above, they guide my hand. As I hone my craft, I take my stand. In the quiet woods, in the mountains chill, I push myself, I shape my will. With each new tool and every lore, I'm stronger now than I was before. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. The road is long, but I won't turn back. The lessons I learned keep me on track. With each new skill, the stronger I grow. In the face of the storm, I let my courage show. I've tasted defeat, I felt the sting, but I rise again with each new spring. For knowledge is power, and wisdom the key. I'm forging my path, I'm breaking free. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight.